G'day YouTube. I've had a bit of a mould issue on the ceiling. So what I've done is I have tiles on the roof. What I've done is I've put a bit of plastic over there, then I sprayed a bit of expanding foam, so that stopped the water leak. So on the top of the roof I've put some Shelley sealing contact, and that stopped the leak from the outside. But ideally, it's not the best fix, but it'll do for now. Anyway, so I thought while I was in the ceiling, so what I've done is I've put these some joists in here. So I've put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all up I've put 10 joists in there. Okay, so what's happening is I used to have a fishing line that used to run from here all the way over to the corner, and I used to have the models on the fishing line. The only problem with that is that they always used to gravitate to one spot. And anyway, so that's not good for the models if they crash into each other and things like that. So anyway, so what I'm doing is I put the joists in to support a new roof that I'm going to put on. Anyway, so first I put the joists in, and I'm going to put the plasterboard panel up to cover that area there. I'm not going to put I'm not going to fill the cracks, because I don't think, well, maybe I might. I'm not 100% sure. I might have to do it down this edge here, because that's not straight. That's crooked as a dog's ass. Alright, so that's what I've been doing. Little bit of the channel update. Ain't been doing too much. Just been working on that and trying to figure out where I'm going from here. Anyway, it's like a building site here. Rubbish everywhere. Anyway, next thing is I'll put the gyprock panel up here. Then we'll try and get our new roof installed. Alright, so progress report. We've got our first gyprock panel up. It's probably not how the professionals do it, but it's up nevertheless. I've secured it across this one here. I've put some screws in here and along that edge there. I've put a dab of glue here, here. I didn't do any in there, but over there. I know. But then the glue that I was using was dripping down on me. Got some on my hand, on my arm. I know. Well, now all I need to do is possibly trim this up here tomorrow. Then I'll try and put that panel up. Then we'll try and work on our ceiling then. Alright, here's the next installment of my roof. Okay, so what I had to do is this panel here wasn't big enough to cover the whole distance. So I had to cut a smaller panel, a little fill-in piece. But the problem was, how can I hold the panel while I was screwing it? So it actually came in quite handy. So what I did is I cut a little bit more off this panel here. Then I put a G-clamp up in the rafter so I can hold the panel while I at least put 2 screws in here. Then once I did that, I screwed the rest of it. Then that was all good. Then all I had to do is cut this small panel here to fit the gap. It is a little bit wavy, but it's not gonna matter really, because what's happening is I'm going to put a nice sort of roof on that. There'll be there'll be two boards that I'm going to put up here, and you'll see. So it won't matter anything much at all. The only concern is, well, not concern, but what I got to do is, once I get it up, what I'll do is I'll put some plaster in over there. That'll fix the corners. So you won't see this gap here. You won't see those two gaps. The only gap you may see is down that back side there, but hopefully that should be easy enough. I could just basically caulk it down there once I put the roof up, and that should be all right. But anyway, so that's the next installment of my my ceiling. All right, so some of you might know what this is, but what this is, this is my ceiling that I'm going to put up. Okay, what it is, it came from a shop. So what they do is they just hang, they put clips in here, and they just hang items off here. Okay. And this is what it looks like from there. And got these little T-slots. So my idea is I'm going to screw this to the roof, and this will be my ceiling panel. Then I'll put this one, and I'll join it up to this other one behind here. But the problem is that they're rather weak. They have no spine. They pretty much have no spine. So anyway, so that's why I had to put the joists up in the ceiling. So when I screw in here, it'll at least have something to bite on and hold, because we don't want the ceiling to sag. So what I got to do is I've got to drill holes down here and in the center, all the way along. I'll try and possibly keep up here. Got to drill enough so I can clear it, so I can get through here and stay away from the edge. So that should be alright. I just need to try and figure out how I'm going to get that up into the ceiling by myself. That'll be a challenge. Right, so with our local milk department's blessing, we've used the crates to put the first one up. So that's what it's going to look like. So the T-slot's up there. So what I can do then is hang my models off the roof. It's a little bit bigger than I thought, but it's I thought I'd have a gap down the bottom, but then again I think I was going from the light, but anyway, that works out better anyway. At least this way I can align it up on the on the fascia board. Sorry, the cornice. Anyway, so that looks pretty good. All I need to do now is I got to put the other one up over there, screw it up, and we're done. Well, almost. Alright, so g'day. This is how I put up my roofing sheet. Just put on the crates, slowly inch it up to the roof, and slowly jack it up even more until I get into the right position. Then I've got a over here I've got a jack that I use the jack to jack it up once I get there. Anyway, so what we have to do is with these channel bits here, I have to slide those out and make sure that I can slide them into here. That way, then we know all these are in line. So then I can, when I slide something in here, I can slide all the way along. So that's how I line it up. And once I line it up, then I can screw it to the roof. Right now, it'll look pretty cool. See, just got to slide these out, then slide the ones on the roof here, slide those further out, then make sure they fit into the slot here, then we'll all be good. Right, there. Okay, what I've done is I've slid most of the aluminium T-slot pieces from our left-hand side onto our right-hand side. It's entered about probably 3 inches or so. Well, anyway, so the problem I have is, have a look. Okay, so there's my gap between my my first panel and my second panel. Okay, so when we look down towards the end here, it's about a millimetre or 2 millimetres, the gap, but I have entered all the aluminium channels in. I think they're all in now. Okay, the problem is it's whether this one here is cut 90 degrees or if this one here is out of 90 degrees to the actual slots or to each other. Anyway, there could be a parallax error between both of them. Okay, I know that when I do screw the roof up, whether one side's going to be go up a little bit higher because I do have a little bit gap in the back because of the different plasterboard thicknesses. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to screw this one up here. Once I can get that one, then what I'm going to do is try and push on that back edge here. I'll hit it with a hammer and see if I can pull it back, but I'm not liking my luck because I know that they're in now. So, well, maybe I won't do that. Maybe I'll just screw it there and we'll just let that be done with it. Because if they're all entered in, then it's all parallel to each other. So the gap is okay. So here's the gap. It's quite a big gap in a way, but in all honesty, I think we can actually live with that. It's not really too bad. So it's nice and snug at the front, but at the back it goes out. All right, we still need to screw it onto the roof. We still have a bit of like float in the panel. So I got to screw. So what I'll do is I'll just screw it there. I think I'll just live with that. Yeah, I think I'll just live with that gap at the back. All right, there.